Hey guys, Hitman89 here and welcome to another episode of Worth It. Last episode we talked about Red Dead Redemption 2 and whether it's still worth it or not almost a year later. And on today's episode we're gonna be taking a look at the Blackout Club, a first-person 4-player co-op horror game that's coming out tomorrow on PC, Xbox One and PS4. Now before we get started, let me explain what this game is about real quick. Every night, every adult in town gets out of bed and sleepwalks. It's like they're controlled by some sort of demon, so they can't see, but they can hear very well. Keep in mind this is a stealth game, by the way. So apart from the regular enemies that are called sleepers, there are lucids. These ones can see and they even have flashlights, so even if you hide in the dark, they're gonna see you. There are traps and drones everywhere, and there are even some super scary monsters like the Shape, which is a monster that you can only see by closing your eyes. So you play as a group of teenage friends who decided to find out what's going on and record some evidence so they can show the rest of the world what kind of crazy shit happened to their town. And in order to do that, they formed a club, the Blackout Club. So now that you know a little bit more about the game, let's have a look at its pros and cons and see if it's worth buying. Let's start with the graphics. On the Blackout Club, almost everything looks fine apart from the player models. For some reason, they're the worst looking thing on the whole game. I really hope the devs remake them at some point. That and the animations, which takes me to the next point. When you play this game, the first or maybe the second word that's gonna come to your mind is unpolished. Because for example, even when it comes to the sound, there are still some major issues. Let's say you're inside a house and the door is open and something happens outside but only like a couple of feet away from you, you're literally facing the guy that's making some noise. The sound is still gonna be muffled as if you were like on the other side of the house and the door was shut. And by the way, it's not just the audio, because like I said, some animations are broken just like the AI. There are still some game breaking bugs. Nothing is unfixable, but you're gonna experience most of these issues if you pick the game day one. And now let's go back to the pros, because even though the Blackout Club has some major issues, you can't deny the fact that it's unique. Which is great, especially in this day and age where almost every single game is either a battle royale or some shit that we've seen a million times before. But this uniqueness can also be a problem, especially for newcomers, because it's gonna take you quite a few games playing with experienced players to try and understand how the game works. And since this is a 4-player co-op game, I heavily recommend that you play it with some friends. But even if you can't, don't worry, because even when you play with strangers, you're still gonna have some fun because the game is fun to play. It's got some good gameplay mechanics, different approaches, a level up system which allows you to unlock some perks. Oh, and by the way, use a mic because communication is key, even though it kind of sucks, especially if you're like me and you scream like a little bitch whenever there's a jump scare, because everyone's gonna hear that girly scream of yours. But if you're like me and you don't give a fuck, then it's fine. Last but certainly not least, I think the Blackout Club has a serious lack of content, because even though the game offers procedurally generated missions, loot, etc., replayability wise it's not that good. If it doesn't get some more content as soon as possible, it'll probably end up dying real quick, because you can see the whole thing in just a couple of days. And now let's move on to the verdict. If you're into multiplayer only games and you like Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th, and you want something that's kinda similar but still different, by the way, the game is still listed for $20 on Steam, which is its early access price, but I think it's gonna go up tomorrow. So if you can grab the game on PC for $25 or $30 on console, then it's barely worth it, because in its current state, if it costs anything more than that, then it's definitely not worth it. That's my humble opinion. Hope you found this video useful. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments section, especially if you played the game. Don't forget to check out my other videos, see if you like them, and if you like them, then please subscribe. It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon. Don't forget to check out my channel.
So quando bevi habibi, 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 habibi.
Comments section, especially if you play the game. PC, Xbox One and PS4. PS4. Yeah.
Take it away, let it go.